And welcome back to the Sports Advantage. I'm Blake Sebo. This is Justin Lewis, and that guy over there, that's Brad Reed.
Hello.
And this is the second hour of the show. And I know we talked a lot last half hour about the Arkansas-Mississippi State game. And guys, I want to get your thoughts on the game, Brad.
Well, I got a lot of thoughts on the game. I think that Mississippi State's coach Sylvester Croom has been talking it up. He's been saying that Arkansas is really not that special. He was quoted this week as saying that, listen to this, there's nothing unique about Arkansas's running game, and also said our offensive line was nothing real special. In fact, maybe not even the best in the SEC, and I really hope the players use it. I mean, we got the three guys on here when prediction came along saying that it's going to be a close game. I don't know why it would be close, guys. I don't see any reason why Mississippi State should hang with the Hawks.
Yeah, I think everybody's looking at it to be so close just because it's the pressure time. You know, it's just like, I don't guess you could say do or die, but we win, we're in, basically. You know, we win this game, we're in the SEC championship. And I guess people are thinking, I guess the Razorbacks are getting big-headed and see themselves as BCS contenders, but I don't see that. I mean, our best players, Darren McFadden is probably the biggest team player we have. So, but let's go to Hank right now on the phone. Hank, you're on the Sports Advantage.
Hello, fellas. How are you doing?
We're doing pretty good.
Hank.
Doing pretty good, too. College basketball is my first subject, and it has something to do about what's your reaction about what Bobby Knight has been up to of late. Second of all, how about the BCS polling, which we are from 5 through 7 in the free polls, and Ohio State and Michigan. And I was born in the Motor City, believe it or not. And also, I kind of like Michigan myself, to be honest with you. And I think I kind of like Notre Dame, too. And I also majorly like the Hogs in number 3 or maybe number 2. And I hope our man, Darren McFadden, in the Heisman Trophy race gets number 1 or number 2 in the thing. And what's your thoughts on Kansas State be upsetting our upcoming opponent, Oral Roberts? Good night, and have a good holiday.
Well, thank you very much. Have a happy Thanksgiving yourself. It's going to be warm. Hope you like your deep-fried turkey. That's a different story. That's a different story, however. I think Hank kind of screwed up there a little bit. Kansas State beat Texas last week. Kansas lost to Oral Roberts, I believe.
Right.
However, I heard him talking about the BCS a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are concerned because we're behind Rutgers and we're behind Notre Dame. However, the thing is, if we win out, if we beat LSU and Florida like we would have to get into the national championship game, we're going to leapfrog Rutgers. And more than likely, we're going to leapfrog Notre Dame, too, even if they do beat USC. That's just my personal opinion, that the computers will put us in there. You've got to look in the AP poll. I know that's not in the equation anymore. However, in the AP poll this week, we would have been 4th if it wasn't for one AP voter from Kansas who voted us 14th.
Right.
So you've got to look. The national consensus seems to be that we're better than Notre Dame, and 2 more quality wins will probably keep us at that.
That writer from Kansas was probably in some kind of coma or something this past Saturday. I mean, I'm sorry for that guy. He's probably not well for voting the Hogs 14th. That doesn't make sense. But as far as leapfrogging Notre Dame, I think that's going to be tough. A lot of these the writers and the voters and stuff, they kind of like Notre Dame. They think that Brady Quinn is, he's been right up there this Heisman talk. He gets 300-plus yards per game, and I think that's going to be tough. I personally am really hoping for a Notre Dame loss along the way somewhere to help us leapfrog there. As far as Rutgers, I think that we should pass them there in the Big East.
Well, there's no reason. The computer rankings currently have Rutgers the second best team in the country behind Michigan.
Right.
So if you look at that, that's not going to continue, especially with the game against Cincinnati this week and then West Virginia to close out the season. However, Brady Quinn, you're talking about that. I'm personally just as sick as you are about hearing about him. I mean, he's a golden boy. He's going to be a great NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, a team like the Raiders are really going to relish getting him. But I'm just thinking he would probably tear up Arkansas's secondary.
Yeah.
That's just my...
I'm not saying I'm a big fan of Brady Quinn, but I have watched him lead Notre Dame to some big victories this year. I can't remember exactly who they're playing, but I know Notre Dame was down by 6 points or less, and he leads them down the field for a touchdown. And I mean, if that's not Heisman credentials, I don't know what is. I mean, he's leading his team to wins. Who cares who they're playing? You know, he's leading his team to wins in key times. It's not like he's just throwing for 500 yards a game against nobody and they're blowing people out. I mean, he's doing it in significant times. And
well, with Notre Dame, I mean, can Brady Quinn lead Notre Dame to a victory over Arkansas if they happen to meet up here in the postseason?
I'm sure he can.
I really don't think. I think our secondary has done a lot better than people give us credit for. We go man to man. They're tough. They're always up there playing close, hard-hitting football. They don't get burned as much as they have in years past. In years past,
Right.
We've had defenses that do that. I don't see him tearing us a new one.
And you know, Brad, we can get back to that in a second, but right now, maybe JJ's going to ask a question because he's on the phone from Fayetteville. JJ, how are you doing this
What's up,
evening?
JJ?
Double J.
Hey, pretty good.
Good to hear from you.
Hey, I got 2 questions to ask you. Okay, just like I said, we beat South Carolina and we beat Tennessee. Now, for this Saturday, I guarantee I'm going to let everybody know about this. We are going to beat Mississippi State.
Yeah.
And after that, we're going to play against LSU. And after that, we're going to beat LSU next week.
Yeah,
I
JJ.
guarantee you, we're going to be number 1. The question is, if we're going to beat LSU, are we going to celebrate for the wines, or are they going to have a soda pop party, or what? Okay, that's number 1. Question number 2, what the person, first caller, is talking about Ohio State and Michigan State. Well, the both teams are playing just for this Saturday. Well, I'm going for Michigan State because Michigan State is going to be top number 1. And I guarantee you, we're going to have the best defense of the Michigan State. The question is, do you guys believe that Michigan State is going to be top number 1, beat Ohio State? Question number 3. Do you think the Arkansas cheerleaders, now after we celebrate, do you think the cheerleaders is going to celebrate for that day when we beat LSU? That's the 3rd question. That's it. Oh, one more thing.
Yeah,
My
they're going to
birthday's
celebrate.
coming up this Monday.
JJ, they're going to celebrate with the
I'll be
rest of
32
us.
years
know
old.
what
They're
I
going to be leading the celebration. I
JJ
guarantee
always
it.
asks the best questions. We got to give him credit because he always knows what's going around in the sports nation because he always asks questions about what's going on. He never calls in and is like, blah, blah, blah. What's going to happen with the soccer team, with the volleyball team? He asks, straightforward questions, what's going on in Sports Nation. And we thank you, JJ, for calling in and being a great caller like Hank is each and every week.
Yeah.
But, okay, first question. LSU, we're going to sip some champagne after the game. Now, I'm sure a lot of students will if we beat them, but I'm sure a lot of these players are underage, and it's not going to be like a Major League Baseball championship where they're popping champagne.
I don't think we should be doing that. It's not because of the champagne or anything. It's just you just won the we have won the SEC West the week before
At Mississippi State.
Exactly. So there's no reason to be pumping anything like that until the bowl game, until after we win that. The season's not over. This isn't like baseball where it's a big deal. You won the division. You won the pennant. Okay, there's only 8 teams in baseball that go to the postseason. All right, and then in college football, there's 60 teams that go to the postseason.
Yeah, simple answer. No.
I'm sure Houston Nutt is. They're preaching Mississippi State this week. That's what they haven't won. They haven't won a division championship on their own since '95. They want to do this, so it's very important.
Yeah.
It's very next
Second question. Ohio State, Michigan State. I think you got confused there. I was thinking Ohio State, Michigan. Is Michigan going to be number 1 if they beat Ohio State?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Ohio State wins just for our sake. I think it'll help us in the polls if Ohio State wins because I think that'll kind of drop Notre Dame down a little bit.
It's going to be interesting to see where the loser of that game, if it's a close game, where that loser drops in the polls.
Okay.
If one of them gets blown out, then maybe we'll jump ahead. If it's a close game, I see both teams possibly staying ahead of us.
Is it raining outside? Because these callers they're flooding in. I mean,
Yeah.
let's go to Trey from Springdale. What's
Team
up,
Ray.
Trey? You're on the Sports Advantage.
Argo Double D. Just wanted to tell you look sexy, buddy.
Hey, I think he's talking about me. What's up, D-O-double-G?
No, not a whole lot, man. Didn't really have a question for you.
Okay.
Wanted to say hi.
I appreciate Mark, I'm talking to you. I appreciate that look in a purely heterosexual way. All right. Well, if you have any questions for us. I guess not.
He just wanted to call and say you look good. I'm
Hey.
pretty sure. So-
Well, I appreciate that. I bathed and splashed some cologne on before we came
Well.
on. So
Okay. Well, I noticed we have some highlights back in the back. You guys want to go to that?
let's
Watch
take
a
a
few
look.
highlights from the game.
Let's take a look at the Arkansas and Tennessee. What do you think about Jamal Anderson?
Bam!
I think he's a bad man. Let me tell you.
Wow, he's huge. It's amazing how you can recruit a receiver and teach him how to play defensive end.
He had the size
He's an
for it, and he
athlete.
gained 40-plus pounds, and looks almost like Marcus Monk there. What do you think about Marcus Monk's true hands?
He had a few bobbles in the South Carolina game, but he's looking good. Just get him the ball. That's all I'm saying.
And Kroom said we don't have anything unique about our offense. Well, we can line up Darren McFadden
Yeah.
quarterback right there. We can send Felix Jones in motion, and we can throw it, hand it off, or run it. I mean, there's just multiple things you can do with that offense.
Yeah, there is. Just like that play, you can throw it. You can throw it to Monk if you want to, McFadden. He's definitely got the arm. I mean,
And he played a little quarterback in high school.
we'll see what Kroom thinks when he sees the offense this week. I think we're favored by 14.
Man
but
law. That's a man law.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think you went to Kroom. That's the last words of a desperate man. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
McFadden's going to run all over the field just like he just did against that Tennessee
Yeah.
defense, and that's a much better defense than Mississippi State. I
Well,
guarantee you.
when you're playing for the Egg Bowl, I don't think you it doesn't matter what you say because I mean, what do you got to lose?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well,
Those your highlights? Did you get those highlights?
hey, I was at the game, buddy.
You did a good job.
Hey, I
I gotta give
appreciate
it to
that.
you. Those are
Appreciate
some
that.
good-
They
good
give me a
clips
pass
there.
to get on the field and everything.
That must be nice. Must
Yeah.
be nice.
Well, moving on to the other college games, California and USC. Do you think California can pull off an upset over USC and let us leapfrog USC?
I absolutely think they can. You look, they just got embarrassed pretty much. They should not have lost that game against Arizona, even though I predicted, just to give myself a little credit here. You know,
Hey,
but-
I love the self credit. I love the
absolutely,
you know.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And but I think that Cal really comes back, and USC's not as good a team as they've shown. They came back against Oregon State, almost won that game, and then just really unloaded after that. But I think emotionally they're spent. I really think Cal's going to pull the upset this week.
No. USC is a great team. You can't
We
take
know
anything
that
for
for a
them.
fact.
Yeah, we weren't at our best. You know,
No.
first game of the year, kind
We
of
know how
rusty.
good they are, though.
But I don't think I don't think Cal's going to compete with them this week. I mean, they could, but I just don't see it. I'm sure they lost to Oregon State, but Tennessee killed Cal in the season opener. And I don't see them touching USC this week. What do you think, Brad?
What would happen if Arkansas and USC played now? With the way our offense is going, we've had a new offense, and I said it from the beginning of the year, also a little self-credit, that it's going to take a little time, and it did. If Arkansas and USC lined up against each other now this week, what would happen? Would it be?
Well,
what do you think?
I don't think the way Darren McFadden is really playing had anything to do with it. I mean, we were
His toe?
Well, I'm not saying that, but we had 5 turnovers. I mean, 5 turnovers is a big deal, especially when they're I think 3 of them were inside our own 20.
Yeah.
I mean, the first drive of the game, Felix Jones has run down the field. You know, we're getting first down after first down. Then he fumbles, and it's downhill from there. Sure, McFadden would have made a big difference if he was 100%. But I'm just saying, if we didn't have as many turnovers, it would definitely been a bigger, closer game.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's get back to that. But John's on the phone right now from Fayetteville. Another caller. How are you doing tonight, John?
Hey,
you there?
I just have I want to get y'all's predictions on the Ohio State-Michigan game. I think Michigan's going to pound Ohio State, but I just want y'all's opinion because, I don't know. I could use that this week.
Why do you,
I just want
John?
to say Justin, you rock.
Hey, John, why do you feel like Michigan's going to pound him? Well, he's there. I just don't understand.
He hung up.
I don't understand. I really don't see why Michigan. Michigan has not blown teams out.
I don't
this
even
year,
know
really.
a player on Michigan's team's name, so I can't
Well,
see why they're going to blow anybody out.
they've got a good quarterback, but they played Northwestern 17-3, and Ohio State then proceeded to beat
What about Ball State?
Northwestern by, 30 points or so. I don't.